Wow, I haven't made a video like this for almost a year. Well, I'm back, and I'm ready to make a review on 0.5 and 0.6. You know, the updates that came out 4 months ago. But who cares at this point? I uploaded my 0.5 reaction when 0.6 just released. And I'm making this video because I want to review version 0.7, but I feel like I have to review these two updates first. And I'm also making this just for fun too, because I like to share my thoughts on these updates. So without further ado, let's begin. 0.5 added the net appeal. It was the main focus of the update, and a lot of YouTubers put it in their thumbnails. But surely that can't be it, right? There has to be something else new to this update. Like, well, what else was that in this update? There's nothing. Okay, enough joking around. There is some stuff added to this update other than the net appeal. It's just really forgettable, and it doesn't help that I constantly mix up 0.4 and 0.5's new features. What I mean is if something was added in 0.5, I might mistake it for being added in 0.4, and vice versa. Anyways, let's look at what was added in this update. Plus icons are new, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot these things even existed. What did they do? They give you YTPs, and the amount they give you depends on what color it is. Green gives you 25, silver gives you 50, and gold gives you 100. You find them in classrooms and faculty rooms, and I guess they're pretty useful. There's bulletin boards, which are new, and can have some questionable messages on them. Oh yeah, I guess there's also new posters too. Alright, so I've been mentioning the net appeal this entire video, but I haven't even seen what it actually does. Its description says, drop this on the floor, and anyone who walks over it will slip around until they crash into a wall. Be careful, you can slip on it too. The net appeal, when in contact with the player or NPC, will cause them to slide in the direction they're facing, and be unable to move until the slipping and sliding stops. Also, all the slipping and sliding causes you to bounce off walls and go absolutely bananas, no pun intended. Be careful though, you might get potassium toast. What does that even mean? Why did I put that in the script? Also, why is it called the net appeal and not the banana appeal? I don't know, there's nothing wrong with it being called the net appeal. In fact, I think it's kind of funny. I was just wondering why. One cool thing about the net appeal is if you don't have a grappling hook, you can use it to your advantage by placing it down in front of a long hallway and stepping on it. Because if you step on a net appeal, you go faster than your running speed. Pretty cool, right? Found this out from the wiki. Cafeterias and outside areas can spawn with already used net appeals, which I really like. There can also be a banana tree with already used net appeals under the tree. Again, I really like this, but sadly I have some recent news. The grappling hook can't be used to knock down net appeals from the tree. Overall, I think the net appeal is great. It's really goofy and fun to mess around with, and even though it may not be the most useful item, it still has a lot of other aspects to it that I really enjoy, like the banana tree and even its name. But the rest of this update is just kinda meh. Okay, I think I've yapped enough about the net appeal and about 0.5. Yeah, there's some other minor and small things added and fixed, but I didn't talk about them because they're minor and small. Like, apparently Beans' voice was too loud or something, so they reduced the volume of it. I just thought that was funny. In my opinion, 0.5 was just an okay update. It's my second least favorite update. I'm not saying that it's a bad update, but I think the other 4 updates were just better. Anyways, that's all I have to say for 0.5. Now time to talk about 0.6. I remember more from this update than 0.5. Probably because it's newer, but there are also some neat additions in this update. The pit stop is new. Johnny's store is now in 3D instead of 2D, and it's now located inside the pit stop. The pit stop appears between floors and contains a green locker, which I'll talk about later, Baldi's bus, which doesn't do anything in this update, and Johnny's store. And speaking of Johnny, there are also small changes to him. Johnny's store can now occasionally have items on sale at a randomized discount. This is a nice feature because the prices went up in the last 2 updates. Johnny can once per game lend a hand by letting the player buy an item if having 100 ITPs or less short of being able to afford it. This is a great new feature because sometimes Johnny would sell a really good item like the grappling hook, but you just barely don't have enough YTPs, so I'm really glad this was implemented. Johnny's store now appears in endless maps. This is really good too, because even when I used to play the game, like basically every day, I never really found myself playing Endless Mode that much. So I'm glad this was added because it gives people more of a reason to play Endless Mode. Also, you can freaking rob his store now. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, enough about Johnny and his store, alright? What else was added in this update? Green lockers are new. Wait, they're called storage lockers? Yeah, I'm just gonna call them green lockers anyways, it's less syllables. Green lockers are used to store items. Okay, maybe I should call them storage lockers. Storage lockers are used to store items, and they carry over floors, meaning if you stored items in a storage locker back in floor 1, and then open them in floor 3, they should still be there. Like an ender chest, if you play Minecraft you know. This does seem like it would be useful, especially with the amount of items you get in this version. Although I haven't played most of this version, so again, I wouldn't really know how useful it really is. Principal of the thing will send you to detention if you use the storage locker. Okay, maybe I should just go back to calling it the green locker. Okay, make sure to right click to put items into the storage locker, because if you have something like the bee soda equipped and then left click instead of doing a right click, yeah. So yeah, storage lockers, what was I even calling them again? So yeah, green lockers are a good addition. And there actually hasn't been anything that I dislike so far in this video. What's this? A new vending machine. Diabetes soda. A new item, and unlike the Nana Peel, I didn't know the diabetes soda existed until I actually played the update. I still like the Nana Peel a lot more though. Okay, the diabetes soda is just normal bee soda, except it lasts 3 seconds instead. This item is just okay. The update would have been fine without it, and I almost forgot about it existing when writing the script. I can see why people didn't feel like spoiling this new item for me, unlike the Nana Peel. For one, it's just a worse version of an already existing item, and another reason why is because people were too busy spoiling robbing Johnny's store instead. The diabetes soda is just, again, a worse version of the bee soda, and it doesn't even have any other elements or aspects to it that make me like it. Its texture from when it's used is exactly the same as the bee sodas, and it's actually more common than the regular bee soda now. I don't want to give off the impression that I dislike this new item, because I don't. As I said earlier, this item is just okay, and I'm always happy for any new item, helpful or not. And I do kind of like the idea of having a diet version of the bee soda. The bee soda is probably the first thing you think of. The bee soda is probably the first thing you think of when it comes to Baldi's Basics items. I mean, think about it. The bee soda has its own vending machine. It's an original and very iconic item. It's really useful, and it's been in the game since the first version. So having another version of it is pretty cool. On the topic of items, I want to talk about something. In the newer versions of Baldi's Basics, especially this version, it feels like the game is drowning you with items. What I mean is, when I play this update, I feel like I can never run out of items. In fact, I feel as if my inventory is always full, and there are still so many items everywhere. Whereas older versions, I feel like my inventory is either empty, or just has very few items most of the time. Maybe that's why storage lockers were added. Or maybe it's just because the game is a lot more fast-paced now. Or maybe this is all just me, which could very well be the case. After all, I don't play this game as much as I used to, but I am also slowly starting to play it again. I don't know, I just wanted to mention that. Let me know if you guys have felt the same way. Anyways, back to the new contents in this update. Well, I've pretty much covered everything. I mean, I guess Baldi's on a TV now, which I'd talk about. Yeah, when an event happens now, instead of a bell ringing and text showing up on the bottom, it has now been replaced with Baldi warning you about it instead. Again, this wasn't needed or anything. In fact, I like the old version better. It had text, and it also used a school bell, which makes sense because you're in a school. It doesn't bother me that much, and I'll get used to it anyways. Also, people spoil this in their thumbnails along with Rob Johnny's store. The only other things I want to talk about in this upgrade... Wow, what? The only other things I want to talk about is the upgrade to the WD No Squee, and I also want to just talk about a bit about the room decoration. Okay, so the No Squee doesn't suck anymore. The WD no squeak can be used anywhere, creating a 5-tile long radial effect indicated by sparkles, completely negating any sound made in those tiles for 5 minutes. While objects and NPCs can make noise, any noise made in the tiles inside the radius of the sparkles, including the math machine, the principal sending the player to his office, and Chuckles locking the player in a room, will be rendered unheard by Baldi or Dr. Reflux. I didn't really know how to word the change to WD no squee, so yeah, I got lazy and just read a part of the wiki. Anyways, I think this change is good. I mean, again, the no squee sucked, and now it's better. And also, wait, what was I gonna say again? Anyways, I think this change is good. I mean, the no squee used to suck, and I barely play this game anymore. Well, I am slowly starting to play the game more and more again, but I still don't really know if it's useful or not. But it does really sound like it would be really helpful. Overall, 0.6 added some cool new features like the pit stop and some changes to Johnny, storage lockers, which are neat, and a new item, also known as the Diaby Soda. Unlike the Nana Peel, the Diaby Soda wasn't the main focus of the update, so it's okay if the item isn't that good. Anyway, 0.6 is probably just as good as 0.5, if not, maybe just a little bit better. Okay, final part of the video. I want to talk about the room decorations that are all over the place back in 0.4, because I don't know when I'll get a chance to talk about this again, and I didn't talk about it last time. All of the classrooms and faculty rooms have all these bookshelves, filing cabinets, and computers all over the place. This all looks really nice, and I love it so much. Before this, the only sliver of decoration we ever got were these plants on floor 1. I guess the posters too, but I don't really know if that counts. The outside areas were upgraded to have ambience and even hopscotch. Also, you could ride the spinny things, and I guess Baldi could ride on them too. The cafeteria can have different designs. The library got a massive change. Instead of being a big boring maze, the library is now just a normal big room with a desk in the middle, upgraded bookshelves, and other designs too. So yeah, 0.4 did a really good job at making the school look a lot more decorative, oh my god, decorative, alive, and overall just better. I really like all the decorations added to this update, and it really does make things look better. And that's all I have to say about 0.5 and 0.6. They're both pretty meh updates, and that doesn't mean I dislike them, nor does it mean I like them either. Credit to the Baldi's Basics wiki, because I constantly had to search things up due to me forgetting a lot about the game. I used to know a lot when it came to this game, but ever since 0.4, I kind of just stopped playing Baldi's Basics. Not because 0.4 was a bad update, in fact, it was a very good update, it's just that I slowly lost interest into the game, and started enjoying other games like Geometry Dash and Minecraft, which I still do play once in a while. Although I am starting to play Baldi's Basics more frequently starting now, ever since, well, 0.7 dropped. Speaking of version 0.7, I'll be making a review on it too, and if you have made it this far, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, then like the video and leave a comment down below. If you don't know what to comment, then just comment the word bread so I know you made it this far. If you really like this video, consider subscribing or checking out my other videos, and if for some reason you really like this video so much, then I don't know, just like the video or something. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, or night if you're going to bed, or have a good sleep, I don't know. And I'll see you in the 0.7 review. Goodbye.